So what are you guys thinking about? Because I was going to throw some things out, but like, one or two or three things that are in your mind about what you want to get done to move into 2021. What's going through your mind when you get to this time of year?
Getting my holiday cards out.
Yep. And that's something you do every year, right, Mona? That's part of what you do.
Part of what I do. I've already bought them. I just need to get started on them. I
And
don't
who
do
all does that go
labels.
to?
I write a handwritten card to every single person that gets one,
Yep.
and I hand address them. So it freaking takes forever. I have to start. I need to
That's
get started.
awesome. They say the handwritten note is the best note.
Can you pay a kid to do that for you? You think?
Yeah, you probably could. It'd be better than my handwriting.
How
I
many
don't
you
know.
got?
Sometimes it reminds me who they are
Yeah.
and what relationship we had, and
No,
some
it's
of them need
good.
a phone call.
What else, guys? That's a good one.
Real fast, how many did you send out, Mona?
As many as I can get out. I got 20 years worth of people
So like what, a couple of hundred?
at least.
Yeah. It's a lot of handwriting.
Yes,
Yeah.
Be up all night.
and then some.
Yeah. Anybody else? What about, one of the things we just finished in October was getting, a plan in action, and that being, you got your real estate piece here and your lead generation company here, and marrying those two things, having some type of plan of, okay, here's what I did this year, here's what was working, here's maybe what didn't work. One of the good things about going through that, this year's been really weird. So this is a year to really take a good look at what exactly what did I do, and where did I spend my time? Because one of the things about looking and seeing where you spent your time, you might find that I did so well at this one thing that if I spent more time doing that, I could bring somebody in to do the stuff that I don't want to do, just the busy work stuff. And sometimes they said the difference between an $80,000 agent and a $250,000 agent is figuring out what they're doing with their time. It's kind of like going into a doctor's office and the doctor doesn't take your temperature and your blood pressure and all that because he's the doctor and he comes in and he diagnoses you. So, if you're the real estate agent and you are really good at lead generation and lead conversion to listings or with buyers, and you need more time to do that, and you see that you could actually, if you did more of that, because you've gotten really efficient at it, then it might make sense to bring somebody in to do that stuff that you could delegate. So, I mean, that's another reason why you'd want to look at, where did I spend my time? Where did my business come from? And then coming up with a number of what I want for 2021. And then, as we were talking about in October with our business planning, breaking that back down to, okay, what is my day number? What's my time block number? What do I need to do during each time, each day, so that I make sure that all works for me, because it flows into what I want to do for the month and for the year. However you get there and however you do that, everybody's got all kinds of different things. We talked about a lot of different versions of it, but that's one thing I think that no matter what, I think everybody, one way or the other, is thinking about is, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it for 2021? The other thing is lead generation. And I had I thought I'd bring it back up. Let's see. For the guys that were in the business planning, this, it's kind of an unusual looking circle, but the idea of is how breaking your marketing down to more or less try to systemize it and automate it. So you've got your general public you haven't met. And so what do you do with that? What do you do? How do you market to those people? Your social media, postcards, every door direct marketing. same thing with your target group. This is the neighborhood that I'm interested in. And like Mona, you do things with Lafayette Park and get involved with different things, and you get people knowing what you are and what you do, and you become part of the community, and that it becomes a group that knows you and knows, and that's a version of marketing, being involved
Absolutely.
in the community and getting that familiarity.
Amy? Sure. Sorry.
So the 8 and 8 we covered, and that's the old fashioned stuff where we send something out for 8 weeks, and it can be something they use, something that entertains, but you send something, every week about something either that has to do with the market or something that has to do with their neighborhood or restaurants or whatever they're interested in. It's a way to become part of getting into their world. And the 33 touch is once you get somebody out of that 8 and 8, but you still want to stay in touch with them. The suggestion is that 33 touches is 12 times a year. You send them a market report of what's going on in the market. You send them a direct mail piece 12 times. You do a real estate review with them. You send them some kind of freebie, like, maybe it's a calendar, maybe it's a Cardinals calendar, whatever. 3 handwritten notes, which Mona was just talking about, and a happy birthday or a home anniversary and Father's Day, Mother's Day. That's the reason I'm bringing that up. All those things you can put into just those automate out, and you can have even Kristen or someone set it up in our system to where actually it'll remind, drip out, and that just works for you to do that with all the different people you want that to go to. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, one of the things that is, it really covers all, and then the middle version is, these are the people that give you leads. These are people who give you referrals, and those people, you just want to put your arms around them, give them anything you want, and know that you appreciate them so much, because those people, you live off of referrals, and that's a big deal. So that's your main source right there in the middle. But the video, one of the things I was wanting to throw out to you today, and we don't talk about it a lot because a lot of people aren't doing it, but a way to brand ourselves with the business we have is video listings. And a video listing is, it can be, I'm going to show you guys 3 different ways. One totally unprofessional, one that's more professional that the agent's doing itself, and the other one has actors. So we've got people who can do that with their own camera. I'm thinking that the other people, that what they've said on when I've listened to their podcast, they take like a college student or a wedding videographer that's not busy during the week, and they use them, and they pay them a couple $100 to do that. Or you can shoot it yourself, and so I just want to give you some examples of video listings. So I'm going to go back. Have any of you done a video listing? Anybody seen a video listing? Yeah, no? Anybody?
I think I've done one, but I don't know if it's the same thing where I take them through the house and post it out there.
Yep. You've done it, Mona, because I've seen yours. Yeah. Okay.
They're very unprofessional.
And it's great. People aren't really looking. I want to show you the different ones because I think they all work. This one is totally her. She's not shooting it herself. Somebody's with her, but she's shooting it off of a phone. So I'll let you go.
Everyone, I'm Jamie Seneca with the Jamie Seneca team and RE/MAX Advisors. And today I'm standing in front of one of our newest homes for sale that I cannot wait to show you. This is the perfect home to drop your things and just unwind. This home has over 2,800 total square feet, but thankfully the walk is not too far over to your upgraded kitchen where you can grab a glass, pour yourself some wine after a long day. Cheers! Head on over into your family room and sit down on that comfortable couch, turn on that big screen TV, and just relax. And when the time comes for you to go to sleep, choose from one of your 4 bedrooms. But for me personally, this master suite is all you need for a great night's sleep. Do you enjoy entertaining? Well, then you'd want to come outside to your 13,000 square foot lot that has mature avocado, mango, and papaya trees. And if that's not enough, grab yourself a pool float and a refreshing drink. Sit back, relax, and make a splash.
This is what I want to see Mona do next.
So don't forget to bring a towel and your furniture to this beautiful home in Coral Springs that might just be the perfect home for you. Bye.
Okay. The reason I showed you guys that one is that is silly, and it's definitely not, it's not professional at all, but oddly it works. You know, if somebody's looking in that area and that she's doing her own brand and she's branding the back end of these, which is always what you want to do. You always want to be in your own video somehow, some way. If not you having pictures that they take and make video out of it, and then you're in the back end and you have all your branded stuff, but you always want to do that. So here's one. I'm just going to show you. I'm not going to show you all of it, just an idea. This guy up in,
Hey, it's Ted McGrath. So how do you get clients in the next 30 days in your business?
Okay.
Tell me, these days, have you and your family been looking for more room to explore, more room to grow? In fact, are you looking for more room to breathe? Well, if so, I'd like to introduce you to the country estate community of Montera on Cochrane Lakes. I'm Brad with the McCallum Group, and we've partnered with Lucas Developments, one of Montera's premier custom home builders, to showcase 2 of their exciting builds coming in 2021. Before we do that,
Okay, so that's a little bit. He's walking around talking. He also does funny videos like this. I'll show you.
snow is gently falling, winter has arrived here in Calgary, and isn't it beautiful? Dang it, seriously, 2020, I've had it. In fact, be cool. The only reason that would get me out on a day like this is my newest listing, which I am pretty excited about. That's why I left the house, 1512 Ranchlands Way. Now, before I take you through this beautiful, adorable, renovated townhome that's an incredible value, I'm going to tell you about the 3 reasons why I love this property. So let's get started. First is location. First has got to be the location of this beautiful townhome right here in the northwest community of Ranchlands. It's close to schools, as well as the shops and restaurants of Crowfoot Crossing, and you're just a few minutes from the LRT.
Okay, you guys get an idea of that. I want to show you the, let's see, one more. Actually, I'm going to show you Russ Miller's because he's a partner of ours, so that's local. Let's see. This is this cost $375 because it was done with actors. If it wasn't done with actors, it'd be half that. And but it's a video shot here in St. Louis. They use Lens Car for this. The whole idea of this video is that you're coming home and this is Okay, so I wanted to show you all three of those because, you know, I mean, let's talk about why, if you do something like that, it does cost some money. $150, $375. What do you think some of the benefits could be? One benefit.
Well, I think a lot of sellers would be impressed with that technology, and they'd be likely to hire
Neil,
you.
I think, Neil, that's the biggest thing out of it is that if you're wanting to be a listing agent and stand out, your sellers are going to be really impressed with you. They're going to think, wow, this guy knows what he's doing. He's very professional, and wow, aren't we proud of how our house looks? Kind of buys you a little cushion time to show off, because I think they'll probably be impressed with you that their house looks good and they like it. That's the biggest reason. What's another one?
You get to star in your own movie.
Yeah, it brands you. And you're in the business anyway. So what better way, you know, looking at that circle where you're trying to hit as many people as possible, you put that on your Instagram account or your Facebook or whatever, you're hitting people that might not even be thinking about selling, buying, or in the market, but they like that. And all of a sudden you've piqued an interest level and they know you, Neil, that you created that because you're branded into it. So I think one of the ways to look at it is that we spend money to market our listing, you know, and we always have done things one way, and, you know, there's always something coming in. I think the video listings is one of those things that's coming in that the question is how do you stand out? How are you different? Well, since there's not very many people doing video listings, and we've got the capability to, definitely through Russ Miller, definitely through Square One. Russ Miller, when I say Russ Miller, it's New American Funding. Homestead Financial also has a very nice production company with the drones and all that kind of stuff. So branding, making yourself look good to your listing, your client. Anything else?
Well, it looks good to the public.
Yeah, looks good to the public, and you know, sometimes people are always thinking, what am I gonna put out there? Well, this kind of thing is one of those things where when they're surveyed on platforms, social platforms, video always wins 85% of the time. So if we know that, we should probably do more video if 85% of the time it wins. So this is something you're already in the business of doing. So it would make sense that if you can make what you're doing look better and people see it better and perceive you better, then it's probably worth a look. And I think that every time I see one of these videos, even Mona, when you were walking through, it makes the overall listing look better than just a picture, I think. Even if it's not professionally done, I think it kind of just gives them a different type of pizzazz, and you're kind of putting your own spin on it. So no matter what, it's going to do more than a picture. So I think those are the reasons why you would go through that and do that. Some people are in it. Like the other one I was going to show you was Shannon Gillette, and she's out in Arizona, and she's created a whole kind of world of Shannon Gillette. I mean, she's kind of like a local celebrity. She's got a lot of followers, and she puts her dogs on there, and she puts her kids on there, and everybody's beautiful, and she sells homes and shows homes of the day, and everything is great.
That's great if you're beautiful.
That's great. That's great. And that's great. But what I've seen though is that most all of it works. I mean, I've really gone through and kind of scrubbed down the last 2 days and really taken a hard look at all these different videos from people up in Canada. Ken Pozek, that is down in Celebration in Orlando. there's some big name people who have just gotten into this. Brad McCullum, who you saw on there, the guy he's only been in the business for 3 years and he's like huge. Ken Pozek, he left Detroit 3 years ago and moved down to Orlando, and he went in and created a YouTube channel and went on all platforms, and all he did was introduce people to Celebration neighborhood because he wanted to be there, and he's huge. So the people who are doing this, some are really good at it, some get better at it because you can see through their videos how they kind of move along, but all of them work. All the videos work because it's like with Ken, he's always in his video and it gives you the personality of him. It's like Mona, when you did yours, you kind of get the quick personality of Mona, and that's what you want. And the thing about the video is the biggest reason why people say they don't want to use videos because they don't want to be in the video because they don't like how they sound or they look. I get that, but
You just have to do it.
you got to do it. And believe it or not, it's how you sound and look, and everybody already knows you. You know, it's already, you're the only one that doesn't know how you sound and look, but everybody else is used to you. So, and we're in the sales business, so we were already seeing people all the time, and whatever that is, they're already used to us. Whenever they talk to us, wherever they see us, whatever they do. So that's an uncomfortable thing, but it's easier to get over if you just do it. And my only suggestion is that even if you don't want to be on camera, like Homestead Financial and New American Funding, they'll allow you to do voiceovers in a soundproof room, and it sounds really cool, and they can put the music to it, and then they can do the cool stuff with the pictures, just the MLS pictures. That's the really cool thing. You don't have to go and shoot it. They can do all these really cool things and the moves on the camera and do your voiceover, and then you've got a video. So there's different things that you can do that you don't have to just completely dive in and be a movie star all in one day. Take a half step into it. And I would, if anybody feels weird about going to any of these places, I've met with these people enough now. I'll go with you because I've met with them quite a few times and I know them, and they're good people. I just don't want you not to go because you don't know them. And Neil, you've gone to meet with Russ and Lori, and you didn't get hurt, right? You're okay.
And by the way, they charge $350 to do an on-site video, but they pay half of that.
They pay half of it.
$350, they'll pay half, so it'll cost the agent $175. It's a pretty good deal to get a video done.
Yeah, and what you're doing too is you're building content on your own. You know, you're Neil, you're the commodity. And everything that you do in that vein with a video, you're building a library of content of everything that you are. And that's the other thing is while you're doing what you're doing, you're building your own brand.
Neil, did you do a video with them or did you just go meet with them?
I just met with them and checked out all their resources, including the EDDM, and all kinds of, stuff that they do.
Mona, what I like about the EDDM, this little deal here, is that you can sit down with them and you can come up, and these are really cool pieces. I mean, they're really professionally done. It doesn't cost you a thing, not a dime, but only thing it'll cost you is on this is, I think it's 19 cents. Is that what it is, Lynn? What I like about this is one of these over and done with things. You go in there, Mona, and you say, you know what? I like this, this, and this. And I want this, this, and this to go out monthly. It's done. You don't ever have to worry about it again. And it looks really professional. And it's the old, the old snail mail stuff. But that's the thing, if you're reading about things that are starting to work again, snail mail is starting to work because everybody went the other way. So now it's coming back that actually that postcard is not a bad thing. And people are looking at it. So just to end things up here, I wanted to say on the lines of video, on the lines of the social media, on the lines of things that don't really cost, but things that you could do and put into your schedule and say, okay, I'm going to do this. Try once a month to do a market, what's going on in the market. Like how many listings came onto the market and how many sold. And usually there's something in there of interest that like more condos sold than homes in this quarter or this month. You know, something that you can come up with that maybe might put a little bit of spice to it, just of interest that interested you that you're sharing with them. If you do that once a month, all of a sudden, if you just say, I'm going to do that once a month, I'm going to do that. And what that does is that makes you the neighborhood resource. And they're going to say, oh, well, Tim knows the market, which is fantastic that they want you to know the market because you're in the real estate business, but it's there and they can consume it and it's good and it doesn't cost anything. Here's one that I think, you know, thinking about things that you can use that catch people's attention. If you want to go after a certain market, like first-time home buyers, 5 biggest mistakes first-time home buyers make. That'll catch people's attention because you don't want to make those mistakes, but they must be common enough that there's 5 of them and we can come up with 5 of them. How about this? You send something out that is not about selling your home. It's about keeping your home up to the market. So if you're not going to sell your home, here's the 6 most important things to do to bring your home up to today's standards. That kind of throws you out into, I'm just preparing my people out there because when they do sell it, it's going to be where I want to buy, bring buyers and sellers in, or buyers in. Here's a simple one, simple idea. Here's my team. Here's the people I work with. Here's my lender. Here's my title company. Here's my admin person. Whoever it is that you work with, introduce them. Introduce them. You can do it through Zoom also and record it and then send it out into the world, into your Facebook, into your Instagram, into YouTube, wherever you want to go with it. But it's easy, you know, and it looks like you got your shit together. These are all my people. Boom. Easy. And people like that. They like to know that you got a bunch of people that are making their stuff happen. Here's another one. So you bought the house. Now what? Go through the process. Just literally go through the process of what happens. People like that. And what does that do to somebody that's just catching that because it caught their attention? It shows them that you have a process, even though you're giving the overall process, but it makes you an expert again. And that's, again, your brand to going out is, you know what, I might talk to Neil. It seems like he's got that down. At least he's got, once I buy the home, he's going to send me all the way through closing. He knows what he's doing. Doesn't cost anything, gives you an impression of being in control, being in charge, having a process, and it's what you want people to see. Let's talk about one more thing with reaching into the community. What are people interested about when they look in a community? What are they, if they have kids, I should say that, if they have kids.
School.
Yeah, school. So an easy thing to do with that is just go in and interview, because principals like this kind of stuff anyway. Interview the principal and let him tell you about the school. Simple.
Great idea.
And it makes you look so good because you're feeding, again, you're feeding the community things they want to know. And that's a real simple thing. Just interview the principals and throw it out there. And then all of a sudden you are helping bring the community together to know what the principals had to say about their schools. Right now would be a great time to talk about it because they're talking about how they're handling things. And this is one for Neil. Talk about the hottest restaurants in town. Talk about the best restaurants in town. So just, that's something you can do just because if it's of interest in people. What I like about something like that is its engagement. They'll respond. Neil, you're doing some of that now with those cool pictures of good looking things you want to eat.
Steve could do it on pizza.
Steve could do it.
I could, but the county's closed.
Yeah, you're in the city.
Yeah.
That's something you could say, come on down. Here's the best places to come down to in the city until it closes.
You know, that might work better now with the closings, because if you can guide people to the best places to get the carry out right now, I think would find value in that.
Huge value, Neil. In fact, that might be the most timely thing to do. Who's doing curbside service carry out? And that's it. great restaurants doing curbside.
Yeah.
How are you going to eat? Perfect. But if I could just say to all of you that if that became a strategy, just listing videos and having something that you put out there, any of these things I just said could be done, and just put them out there so that you're seen at least once a month. You know, some of these people do it, you know, once a week. Some people do it every day. It's all crazy how you want to get into it. But if you're just being seen once a month doing something like this, you can always recycle it too. Some of it
Brent.
can be evergreen where you just keep using it.
Hey, Brent.
Yes,
hey, this is Victor. Hey, also, when I sat down and talked to New American Funding, they suggested that what we can do also is come in, like take you know, one morning or something like that, and come in with 7 different topics of things that we want to do a video on, and then they can shoot all 7 videos all at once, and then you can just come back and post them throughout the week, you know, whenever, like one week and one the next week and so forth. So they're already done. You just got to post them on your social media.
That's cool.
Victor, I am so glad that you said that, because I had that written down and it was on the other sheet and I forgot it. That's such a great point. It's one of those things you don't have to do just go in and they'll do it and run through the whole thing for you. And then you've got it in the can, it's done. Yeah. Then you just send them out how you want to. In fact, you could just do what we just talked about here, these 6 things, and have them in the can, it's done.
Yep.
So they do videos based on just like our pictures that we do. We can take the pictures in and give them to them.
You don't have to take the pictures in, Mona. They'll take them off the MLS. So
we can send them a packet of them, you know.
Yeah, but what's cool about them, I'll try to send you one of the things that they've done with the pictures, because it looks like video because of the way they move it in and out. They put it with music. What I'd like to see our gold agents do is brand yourself in it somehow, either as a voiceover, or at least put yourself on the back end of it. I mean, at the least bit, a picture with your branding, but it's so much better than just the pictures. That they make the pictures come alive. So if you just do the pictures and the voiceover, it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, just to add to that, you know, one of the things that, you know, we've been looking at, and I know we talked about this before, Brent, is that, you know, we have to start looking at adapting the way we do business in real estate, in my opinion. And again, this is just the way I'm looking at it from my perspective, because, you know, with everything going on with the pandemic and stuff, nobody knows when that's going to go away. Nobody knows how it's going to end. But, you know, we have to adapt to basically come up with creative ways of how to do listings, how to do videos, because now that we're not interacting so much with our clients, we want to still have that presence, you know, and we want to have them to be able to relate to us. Like you said, you know, in a video, your personality is going to come out. So you talk, you know, whether it be funny, whether it be serious, however your personality is. But that's something that, you know, it shouldn't be no different than getting, you know, when you sit down and talk to a client face to face, all you're doing is sitting there talking to the camera face to face. So, right. But I think it's important to realize that, because when we start going into, you know, 2021, 2022, if we don't adapt and do business differently, I think that if we're stuck in our old ways, eventually it's going to catch up to us, where the competition is going to be pretty much, you know, killing it, and you got to be competitive.
I agree.
I totally agree, Victor, in that, you know, and it's all about how can you stand out. Even when talking about, you know, interviewing principals, that you can do that through Zoom. I mean, there's different platforms because of the situation we're in, that and you know, Neil, like we're talking about with the restaurants, you know, if you could call people up and say, listen, I'm doing a thing on curbside, great restaurants doing curbside. You got 2 minutes to do a Zoom, and I'll promote you on my platform. You know, those type of things you can just do, and you're giving the community something that they're gonna eat up. Eat up. Eat up.
We got it. We got it.
I don't have anything else. I think I've just said everything that I don't have anything else. You guys have anything else?
What do you have any idea, like what would be an ideal length for some of these videos? I noticed that one was 4 minutes. I think you might start losing people's attention after a certain point.
Yeah, I think the Colleen girl, Colleen Gillette, said that she tries between 1 minute to 3 minutes. Kind of differing on what the house is. But she made a good point. She said it's like when you were a kid watching cartoons on Saturday. You know, you watch the cartoon and then they break for commercial. You don't want to see the commercial. So we don't want to be that where all we're doing is feeding static information out there. We want to be the TV in the movie. So that's what we want to be. We don't want to be the people that break for the commercial and they don't want to watch and they're tuned out. So the whole that thing, whenever we're putting these things together, that's what we need to think about. People like to watch movies and be entertained. That's why you do the video, and that's why you do the pictures and the movement and the voiceovers, because people like that. It feels better to them. They'll watch it. Okay, guys. I appreciate everybody being on. Really do.
Good meeting.
Stuff. Yeah.
Good seeing
Good
you.
to see everybody.
All right.
Good rest of the week.